What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again for another BFR. So we have Game 70 versus the Arizona Coyotes, in which the Hawks lose 3-2 in overtime. They move to 24, 35, and 11. We're not going to talk about how they lost to Arizona for the second time this year. The game was played on April 3rd at 6 p.m. And it was quite a night at the United Center. It was Star Wars night to begin with, and more importantly, it was Jonathan Tase's 1,000th game ceremony celebration. It was his 1,002nd game, but he hit it in Florida on the road. His first game back at home, he's presented with the silver stick. And there were videos from teammates, videos from fans congratulating the Sedins, Pronger, Getzlaff, Perry, Crosby, and more congratulated him. Crawford and Burrish were in the building, and then the people that presented him the silver stick were Sharp, Hossa, Shaw, and Seabrook. So basically a reunion of old faces at the United Center, and Kane and DeBrincat were also in that picture, so it was funny to see how all of them are wearing like the A's for alternate captains, and you see all the old Hawks, and then DeBrincat's just there. It was like, pick which one doesn't belong, and that was DeBrincat, but he fit in pretty well. He has the talent to fit in with that group. And Ladd was also there with Arizona, so it was another fitting. Only would have been more fitting if they were playing Edmonton and Keith was there. So it was a very big night at the United Center, and Ladd was returning from injury in Arizona as he's been injured for a while, and then Keller is out with a broken leg for the rest of the year, so they didn't have their best player. Entwistle was in, Gustafson was in, Kershaw was out, Vlasic was out. Shots for 35-31 Arizona, hits for 34-27 Chicago, faceoffs for 32-20 Chicago. On the power play, Chicago went 1 for 3. On the Arizona's power play, they go 1 for 2. And Lankinen saves 32 out of 35. Vejmelka saves 29 out of 31. So to start the game off, on the first shift of the game at 18:45, it's a Chicago goal from Dylan Strome, who gets his 20th on the season. Congrats to him, from DeBrincat to make it 1-0. And it's a bad goal by Vejmelka. That should not be going in. Then there's DeBrincat hits the post. Fashing hits the crossbar. Stillman has a breakaway chance saved. Hawks are, for most of the first period, in control. Arizona pressures late in the period. Kane had a breakaway saved. A Kessel breakaway missed. At 7:46, Arizona penalty to Capobianco for slashing, which would be killed. Doc had a good move, and then his chance was saved. DeBrincat chance just missed. And we go right to the second period, where a big announcement happened during the intermission. As all Blackhawks fans know, Pat Foley, the announcer for the Hawks, who's been doing it since the late 70s, he's retiring against San Jose, against the game of San Jose. It's next week or two. So his successor was revealed. Yeah, it's going to be Chris Vosters. He's been doing a few games this year. There have been a bunch of guys doing a few games this year. He gets the job, so congrats to Chris Vosters, and I hope he's as good as Pat Foley was. Then at 19:21, Gostisbehere takes a puck to the throat, and he's down immediately. The game is halted. He goes to the locker room, and he would return. Arizona would have some injury problems this game, as 4 guys would go down into the locker room during the game. Then at 16:28, Fashing takes a puck to the face and play stops once again, and he was fine. He'd go to the locker room, he'd come back. The Coyotes were in control to start the second, as after a DeHaan post and a McCabe was denied. At 13:35, it's an Arizona deflection goal from Michael Carcone, his second of the season, from Strahlman to make it 1-1. Then at 9:59, it's an Arizona goal from Travis Boyd, his 13th of the year. He's having a pretty good year. Boyd, and from Gostisbehere and Mayo, it makes it 2-1. So Arizona all of a sudden has the lead. There's a scrum that happens before a penalty at 8:52. It's an Arizona penalty to Ladd for tripping, which would be killed. Then there's a Hawks 2-on-1 that's missed. Fashion couldn't put the puck in an open net. Lankinen robs Galchenyuk, and then Ladd, and then several others. Lankinen was incredible. Lankinen robs Boyd. Ladd whiffs on a chance. DeBrincat robbed by Vejmelka. Then at 1:15, it's a Chicago penalty to Doc for hooking, which would be killed. You go to the third, where Michelli hits the crossbar. The Coyotes starting the period on the power play, and then 15:13, Capobianco is hurt on a blocked shot. He would be fine, but he would go to the locker room. So that's 3 Coyotes that were already hurt. Then at 15:13, it's an Arizona penalty to Capobianco for holding the stick. He would be really quick. He'd put a Band-Aid on his finger, and then he'd be back in the game. He got the penalty during the play, so he just had to get stitched up when he was back in the box. DeBrincat gets a chance that deflects wide, and then at 16:47, it's a Chicago power play goal from Patrick Kane, 22nd on the year from Seth Jones and DeBrincat, which makes it 2-2 and ties the game. DeBrincat takes stick to the face from Beagle, and there's no call. Beagle should probably be suspended for this game after what he did to Zegras, and I'm not sure how there was any disciplinary action laid against him, or I forgot who the other guy was, for what they did to Terry and Zegras, and that was ridiculous. Once again, NHL safety team, or I forgot what the whole committee's called. Once again, showing how much of a group of clowns they are, and how useless they truly are to stopping anything like what happened to Terry. If you haven't seen what happened to Terry, his eye is very how do I say, looking different. Sorry about that. Anyway, Boyd became the fourth player at the Coyote to get hurt. He would be fine, but the Coyotes were just taking a beating at this point. Strome has a chance that's denied. DeBrincat chance to flex wide. DeBrincat takes stick to fate. Oh, that was from Beagle, no call. Yeah, we were talking about how Beagle should be punished, but he wasn't. Kessel to Ladd 2-on-1 missed. Michelli denied. And we go to overtime. But before overtime, Vejmelka had a mask fall off at 2:37, which sparked some controversy, as the Hawks had the puck in the offensive zone, and the mask came off. The ref blew the whistle, and Vejmelka kind of just threw his helmet off because there was something wrong with it. The question that was being brought up is that should that be a penalty or not? I personally don't think it should be. I don't know why there's so much controversy around it. If the goalie's helmet is not fine, it can possibly be an issue. I think the play should stop. Like, we've seen how dangerous it is for goalies to play without a mask. It's called the entire generation before. I want to say, was it Jacques Plante who had the first mask? I don't remember, but you get the idea. Galchenyuk interferes with Johnson and destroys him, and there's no call in the final minutes. There's a scramble in front of the Coyotes' net. Puck does not go in. Vejmelka, good save on Strome, and we go to overtime. Coyotes 2-on-1, bounced over a Boyd stick. Radish post, Coyotes 2-on-1 again. Gustafsson with his best defensive play on the season. Radish hits the post again. Kessel misses a wide open net. Everyone is falling over. DeBrincat saves a goal that squeaked through Lankinen. Then at 47.5 seconds, Patrick Kane gets called for a penalty for high sticking, in which he neither touched Gostisbehere with his stick. Gostisbehere hit himself in the face with his own stick, and they called Kane for a penalty. It's an awful call, and it would come back to bite the Hawks. As at 14.7 seconds, it's an Arizona deflection on a power play goal. It deflects right off Taser's skate. It's a power play goal from Shane Gostisbehere, 11th of the year from Schmaltz and Kessel to make it 3-2. And the Hawks lose to the team I want to get Shane right, which is not good, because to get Shane right, you need to be the worst team. Unless you have some Edmonton Oilers luck and somehow they managed to get this player as well, or Pittsburgh somehow, and because they seem to be the lucky ones when it comes to drafting, getting every first overall pick of the last quarter century. But yeah, that's really all I have for you guys in terms of the game. Around the league, Florida becomes the first team to clinch a playoff spot. We have an X right here. You can barely see it with the green marker. These teams have been officially eliminated here. Anaheim will be in the near future. Chicago will be in the near future. Ottawa will be in the near future. Buffalo and Detroit will be in the near future. And then after that, we'll see how it's going to be pretty much all at once. They just kind of have a fallout. In the West, it's going to be a lot more swift, the fallout, as there's going to be one day where it's going to be finito, while in the East, it's just going to be slowly dropping one by one as it gets farther and farther out of reach for most teams. But yeah, that's really all I have for you guys today. Hawks lose 3-2 to the Coyotes on Jonathan Toews night, basically. And that's all I have for you guys today, so I will see you guys next time. There's not a game for a while from now. I think it's not until Thursday or Friday. But yeah, again, see you guys next time, and thank you guys for watching. Remember to, I don't usually do this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me your thoughts down below, and tell me any ideas you have for videos. I'm open to doing, once school's over, I'm open to doing some video games, NHL games. I'm open to doing videos of your recommendation, your choice, and let me hear your ideas. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.